So, sons and daughters of light, let me ask you a question. What is this telling you? What would Abraham say to you if you, being of light, married to someone that's the son or daughter of darkness? What would he say to you? Would he say, remove this tent peg and replace it with another in its place? Wait a minute. I thought the Most High hate divorce. Surely he hates divorce. Yes, he hates divorce. Was this the way it was supposed to be? No. There was no iniquity. He didn't want iniquity in the earth. But this is what we're dealing with. So Abraham would tell you to take your tent peg and replace it in its stead. Now, I want you to understand. It says she dishonored him. He asked her for some water. He was fatigued from the trip. She didn't give him water to drink. We would look at this as this is not enough reason to divorce someone, to replace someone with another. Now look at the situation we're in. We're sons and daughters of light, married to people that are still in Christianity, married to people that don't keep Torah, married to people that break the Shabbat. The Most High is telling you to remove this tent peg and replace it with another. Not just remove it. You have something else to do, and that's replace it with another. And this is what he told. Cast off the woman. He cast off the woman and she went away. Ishmael hearkened unto the voice of his father. Hearken unto the voice of your father. This message is a segue into the next message. If Abraham was my father, if Abraham was your father, what would he do in this situation? He see you and your husband, you and your wife, one of you, son, daughter of light, the other spouse, son, daughter of darkness. And not only would they not give him water, they would do a lot more worse things than what this woman did. 37. And Ishmael afterwards went to the land of Canaan, and he took another wife, and he brought her to his tent. Look, see, he went and got another wife. Brought her to his tent, to the place where he then dwelt. Somebody say, well, he went to the land of Canaan. Yeah, that's where Abraham was. This is where the seed was to take a wife from, not the Canaanites. So he went and he took one and he placed where he dwelt. He got another wife and replaced, just as his father told him. He replaced the wife that he had. He sent the other one off. And at the end of 3 years, Abraham said, I will go again and see Ishmael, my son. Here we go. 3 years passed. He going back to see him again. For I have not seen him for a long time. I told you, Abraham loved Ishmael. And he rode upon his camel, and he went to the wilderness, and he reached the tent of Ishmael about noon. And he asked for Ishmael, and his wife came out. Here's the new wife. She came out of the tent, and she said, he is not here, my master. Whoa. She's calling him my master. She's polite. She's honoring him, my master, for he is gone to hunt in the field and to feed the camels. And the woman said to Abraham, turn in, my master, into the tent. She's saying, come on inside and rest. Eat. Eat a morsel of bread. Eat. She want to give him something to eat. For your soul must be wearied on account of the journey. She is concerned for him. And Abraham said to her, I will not stop, for I am in haste to continue my journey. But give me a little water to drink. Here we go again. Give me a little water to drink. He only asked for a little bit of water. We don't ask for a little bit of water. We're thirsty. I need some water. Can I have some water? We don't say, give me a little water. But see, they're so kind and polite. He asked for a little bit of water. For I have thirst. And the woman, watch this. She hastened She quickly moved and ran into the tent. She moved fast and she didn't even think about it. Brought him out the water and bread. Gave him more than what he asked for to Abraham, which she placed before him. And she urged him to eat. And he ate and drank, and his heart was comforted. And he baraked his son Ishmael. Why is he baraking his son Ishmael? She's the one satisfying his soul. She's the one satisfying his heart. Because Ishmael, and he finished his meal, and he baraked Yahuwah, and he said to Ishmael's wife, when Ishmael come home, say these words to him. Ishmael listened to his father. That's why he baraked Ishmael. A very old man from the land of Philistine came here and asked for you. And you wasn't here. And I brought him out bread and water, and he ate and drank, and his heart was comforted. Look at this. And he spoke these words to me. When Ishmael, your husband, come home, say unto him, the nail, the tent peg, the nail of the tent peg which you have is very good. This tent peg is very good. See, this is what we want to hear. If Abraham come to you and your wife right now, if Abraham come to you and your husband right now, would he say, this tent peg is very good? If he cannot say this tent peg is very good, he would mean for you to replace it, remove it, and place another in its place. But he said, this tent peg is good. Do not put it away from the tent. This one is good. Don't remove this one for a tent. This is a righteous one. You have a righteous one. And Abraham finished commanding the woman, and he rode off to his home to the land of Philistine. And when Ishmael came to his tent, his wife went forth to meet him with, look, joy and cheerfulness of heart. And she said to him, an old man came here from the land of Philistine. And this was his appearance. And he asked for you, and you wasn't here. So I brought out bread and water, and he ate and drank, and his heart was comforted. And he spoke these words to me. When Ishmael, your husband, come home, say to him, this tent peg which you have is very good. Do not put it away from the tent. See, I want Abraham to walk into my dwelling. And I'm not here. And I want him to say to my wife, this tent peg you have here, do not put it away. It's very good. Keep this tent peg. But if my wife dishonor him, he would tell me to put away this tent peg. Remove this tent peg. This is something we really don't want to do, but it must be done. The Most High said this must be done. It's not going to work any other way. You must remove that tent peg. And Ishmael knew that it was his father and that his wife had honored him. And Yahuwah baraked Ishmael. Ishmael was baraked by Abraham. Remember, we ought to know this. He told Abraham, I will barak what you have barak, and I will curse what you have cursed. He speak the same thing to us today. He will barak what we barak. He will curse what we curse. This is heavy. This is deep. Most of our people will not be doing this. So what do? We try to barak everybody. You know, we don't understand. You have to be careful who you barak, who you speak baraka to. Make sure you ain't doing it just to speak to them. And this is what we do. We got that from Christianity. We'll see a wicked person and we'll try to barak them. We'll say barak you. We speak shalom to these people. We go to them and say shalom. The camps, they call everybody their brother. The video I did with those gays, they out there talking to gay people, talking about brother. You see, we can't do, the righteous can't do this. If he's your brother, you're darkness. If she's your sister and she's walking in darkness, you're darkness. That's what makes the brother a brother and a sister a sister. So when we see these wicked people, they homosexuals. No way do we say in our heart or out of my mouth, this is my brother. Who is my brother? They that do the will of the Father. This is my brother. This is my sister. So we have to put away. Again, there's something we have to do. If this tent peg is not righteous, we have to remove this tent peg. It must be done. We love this other half. We love this tent peg, but this tent peg does not belong in your tent. The Most High does not want righteous people being married to wicked people. Just like we divorced Babylon and we fled away from wickedness, your spouse is wicked. You have to replace your spouse when they are wicked. This is what the Most High is saying. Remove this tent peg. This is Wisdom of Sirach 25, 23 through 26. A dejected mind, a gloomy face, and a wounded heart are caused by an evil wife. This righteous man, this man of light, this son of light, he's too good for this evil wife. He is too good for this evil wife. And this righteous daughter of light, she's too good for this wicked, evil husband. Dropping the hands and weak knees, and caused by fire, by the wife who does not make her husband happy. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be content. You're not going to be comforted. You're not going to live in shalom. This is why we have to replace these sons and daughters of darkness. From a woman's iniquity had its beginning. From a woman, iniquity had its beginning. And because of her, we all die. Because of her, we all die. Christianity told us it was because of Adam, the first man. But we know he wasn't alone, and she was the first. She got cursed. She got cursed. If it wasn't her fault, why did he curse her? Allowing no outlet of water and no boldness of speech of an evil woman. Don't even give these. You don't have to give these water. Don't allow them to speak boldly. If she does not go as you direct, watch this. If this tent peg does not go as you direct, separate her from yourself. See? Remove this tent peg. You can remove. If not, you will live your life in sorrow and agony. You don't want to live your life in sorrow and agony. And yes, you may love this person. This is not an easy task to do. This is definitely not an easy task to do. I've had to do this task before. I had a tent peg, and at the time I wasn't a son of light, but I had a tent peg that was more evil than I. So I had to remove this tent peg. This tent peg didn't want to work with me. The tent peg is supposed to hold the house down strong. This tent peg fought against me. This tent peg liked to fight. This tent peg was aggressive. When I would get home from work, this tent peg wanted to fight. I was tired. I had to separate myself from her. I had to do this myself. I had to remove this tent peg. Who else? Who else had to remove a tent peg? Ezra. 10 through 12. Then Ezra the priest stood up and said to them, you have transgressed and have taken, look at this, wicked wives, adding to the guilt of Yasharal. Now, thereby, make confessions to Yahuwah, your mighty one of your fathers, and do his will. Separate yourselves from the people of the land and from these wicked wives. He's telling them to remove these tent pegs with an S on it, because they were married. Many of them were married to many of those that was of darkness. And all those in the assembly answered and said with a loud voice, yes, as you have said, so we must do. So we must remove this tent peg according to scripture.